Hello, family. Hello, freaks. Hello, fellow spiritual spoonies. How are we doing today? I hope we're doing good. I hope our spoons are plentiful, our energy budget is huge, and we're getting a lot done, because that always feels really good, right? I had a very energetic day today, so I'm feeling pretty happy. I thought many times about doing a collective reading earlier today. I actually attempted one, and every time I've thought about it or sat down to do one for the last few days, I've really gotten a lot of anxiety, which I thought, maybe it's psychological. Like maybe I'm nervous to do the next one to post to the channel. But it isn't. It isn't. I'm picking up on a collective that is anxious. I got real clear about it. I got some clear messages about it too throughout the day, that it was more so about the collective spirit wants me to read about than about my own feelings. But I can identify with those feelings. I can relate to them, because haven't we all been anxious? And I think I'm talking to somebody who's been in a state of anxiety, not just somebody, to a collective, who've been in a state of anxiety for a while. I should throw this out there too. There are certain medical conditions that can cause your body to dump adrenaline into it. And adrenaline is what you have in your body when you're stressed out, right? And cortisol. And so if you have one of those kind of conditions, it can look like anxiety, but it's not actually psychological. So you might want to think about that, because I would not be surprised if Spirit did not want me to also keep an eye out for some fellow spoonies, especially if you don't know you are one, but you suspect you might be one. And if you do suspect you might be one, then you already know what a spoonie is, probably, because the algorithm has probably figured out some things about your pattern and started feeding you some things to go, hey, is this interesting to you? I forget how you say dysautonomia. That it's a heart condition. I have it. It basically makes you faint when you stand up all the time, but it does a bunch of other things to you too, but that's the most obvious symptom. And your body will dump adrenaline into your system to keep your heart pumping, and it feels like anxiety. So there's that. There are, regardless though, if biological, emotional, a combination of these things, there are ways to work on the anxiety, especially like body first. Stay hydrated. Get your electrolytes too, especially if you think you might have POTS or dysautonomia. There's some confirmation on the sci-fi sounds there. Getting the transmission coming in on the Divination station. Cool. Okay, so there's some other things too that Spirit apparently wants me to talk about with the collective that I am hesitant to read on. I'm not sure why, though, honestly. I know what we're out here for, right? The readers. So somebody has a decision to make. And I think it's like probably between two things rather than a whole lot of options. And the time has come to narrow things down. You're probably anxious about making the wrong choice. Because I think each option represents things that are meaningful to you. And choosing one probably feels like abandoning the other, although I sense very strongly that that is not actually the case. You basically just need to pick one for now. The other one's not going to go anywhere. So if that resonates with you, stay tuned. We're going to look more into this. I'm also really getting that I'm talking to a collective who has been badly manipulated, like badly, and they don't know it, or they're not sure that that's what's happened to them, and it's affected your perception of yourself, giving you false information about yourself. And I think most of the false information is really negative. Like downright cruel. But it might be put in a really like sweet way, or like as if like put like as if somebody's just looking out for you. Like, oh, are you sure you want to do that? Oh, and also, I get the sense too, somebody might talk behind your back acting like it's out of concern, but it's not. They're just making you look bad. And you can feel it. You can feel that. And I think you're absorbing it and thinking that it's all coming from like your own. Like I feel like you're probably blaming yourself. Like, oh, I'm a spiritual person. You know, I got to practice. Like, I know how to reset my nervous system. I know how to work with my body. I know how to do all this stuff. Like, I should not be feeling this like that. And so you're walking around through the world. This one really stood out to me. Let me show you. This is a really interesting depiction of the Ten of Swords. So you see how she's at this fancy, the one in the center here, she's at this fancy party and everybody's wearing these fancy old-fashioned dresses. I mean, people are having a good time. They're polished, and she is representing herself. Like, if you couldn't see the center of this and you could just see her face, she just looks like everybody else having a good time. But her real reality that nobody else actually sees is what we see in the little cutout in the center here. She's walking around through the world like everything's great, but really she's got 10 swords on her back. And I think I intuit Spirit wants me to talk to a collective who is doing that. And no shade. I mean, you got to do what you got to do and keep living your life and whatnot, no matter what you're going through, right? You probably got jobs to do, bills to pay, obligations, people to see. And, you know, in order to stay functional, you can't go around showing negative emotions all the time. Even if you're feeling them all the time. You know, even if you're feeling keyed up, you might, especially if you tend to see yourself as somebody who's really good at like managing your own emotions, you know, you might really not want people to see you. It's not so much about looking vulnerable. It's probably more like, you don't want people to worry about you for some reason. Like all people, like people that are close to you, people that are far from you, for whatever reason, you don't like people to worry about you, I think. And there's some guidance here too, because you have a decision to make, and I think it's another reason why it's hard to make that decision is because you have been manipulated into this, you know, kind of long-term fight or flight state of mind, state of body. And that's also probably making it hard to make whatever this choice is that you need to make. But it's not just that you're afraid you'll lose the one you don't choose right this moment. And I think, I don't just think, I intuit The thing to do first is whatever feels the most honest to you. If one of the things out of your options gives you more freedom to display, you could say, the knives in your back, metaphorically speaking, that one's probably the one to go with now, because you've got to process this stuff and where it's coming from and how to deal with it is going to become more clear. The more you're doing something that you love and feels low pressure, whatever it is that you choose. I think the thing about it being honest is like, it's not, you want to choose something right for now that doesn't feel performative. And if you're some kind of performer, creator, influencer, something like that, it's not like, oh, you shouldn't choose your whatever like art you make, whether you're, I don't know, like I said, musician or content creator, or, you know, maybe you make talking head videos, stuff like that. That doesn't mean don't choose something that you perform in. I mean, when I say performative, I mean you're putting on a happy face, you know? If you have an option of something you can do where you feel like you can be yourself more. Because I think, you know, yourself is a little more anxious right now than you might care to admit. And it's okay. I mean, there's nothing that is not a character flaw. It's okay. And especially, I think, here, before I say too much more about that, I'm going to pull some more cards. Because I think there's some slightly different things going on for different people in the collective. It's really important that you know and believe without question that Spirit did not put you here to be all keyed up all the time because of what some hateful, nasty person or people think about you or have done to you or whatever. Like, it's not... I feel like somebody else is like trying to make you bear their cross. And that's funny too, because I kept getting... I basically just kept hearing Destiny Swap in my head the last couple of days. And I'm not usually into that idea, I guess you could say, because it's, well, it sounds so magical, and usually it's not. Like, usually people might... Have you ever seen that movie from the 90s, Single White Female? You know, or somebody trying to like borrow a lot from who you are. Although I get the sense that somebody is not so much trying to do that. Although, I mean, you know, maybe some people in the collective, actually, that's what they've got going on. And somebody is causing a lot of drama because they want what you have. But I get the feeling that somebody wants you to have what they have, and like they've got a bad time. They've got... And it might be too that they actually like are just shitty. Like, they're just a shitty person with shitty views and shitty... I hate to say that, like reduce people to binaries like good and bad person, because people are actually all complex. That's the truth. But some people are pretty consistently selfish, thoughtless, manipulative, stuff like that. And You know, until those people choose to get their act together, I think we can call them shitty. Yeah. That's all I got to say about that. Sorry if I just trailed off a thought. I lost it. If I did just trail off, I don't know what it was. That happens sometimes. Give me a little bit more on this Nine of Pentacles reversed, because I want to make sure I'm taking it the right way. Spirit, please and thank you. Can I get some ancestor input on this, please? I don't know why, but I feel like my ancestors want to talk to me right now, so probably your ancestors want to talk to you about this situation that you're in, making this decision, and also really want to talk to you about, like, what somebody's done to you. The Chariot, Eight of Cups, and Nine of Pentacles reversed. A lot of times, Nine of Pentacles reversed would be unpleasant surroundings. Like a home that hasn't been cleaned in a long time, hoarding. It can also sometimes refer to, though, like your social environment. Your surroundings, because it has to do with your surroundings. It also, there's other things that it can talk about too, but I don't want to get into a whole explanation of the card. I should probably do deep dives on single cards sometimes. I think those are fun. I love how different readers have different takes. That's one of the reasons why I love reading from a bunch of different decks, because every artist has their own kind of ideas, you know, about what the cards mean, what each one is, and it shows up in the way they choose to depict things. And then by reading from a bunch of different decks, I expand my, I think of it as language, you know? Each card represents several different meanings, though. Each card's kind of like a word, only they're words with many meanings, if that makes sense. At any rate, Chariot's putting speed on the Eight of Cups, leaving a situation. Are you giving the Nine of Pentacles because of home? Like, is that home specifically, or is that more... Oh, okay, wait a minute. I will look at that. Oh, these are like a whole three. Eight, huh? I think that's just to make me see the eights, not to see the cards. What's the eight about? Eight is about milestones, progress, evolution, forward movement. It can also be things like graduations, buying your first house, things like that. 888. So there's that energy's in here, and you're being encouraged to get the fuck out of Dodge. Sorry, it's a line from a song I love, but yeah, get out of an unpleasant surroundings, man, and do it fast. Like, you gotta have a sweet cutoff game, because somebody, like I said, I think maybe you don't realize how much somebody's manipulating you, and they might be doing it like right there to your face, like not just doing like the whole, what do they call that, like when a narcissist, triangulation. Yeah, it's not just that kind of like behind the scenes stuff. They're pulling strings to mess you up. It's things they say directly to you, to like, it's like psychological torture almost, like gaslighting, stuff like that, making you think you're crazy, and they might be crazy, so they're making you think you're crazy on accident because they're delusional. I don't know. They're making you crazy, though. Or they're trying to. But, you know, when I said, like, I feel like they want to give you or turn you into what they are or what they have. It's like they want to bring you down to their level. You are allowed to walk away from that. And also, I feel like whenever this kind of theme comes up in a reading, especially collective reading, you're in a situation that is difficult to leave for financial reasons, stuff like that. There is help available, although I know a lot of times it's not satisfying, and that can be very dependent on where you live, like what kind of resources. You can also keep your thoughts to yourself and work on exit strategy, saving money, things like that. You gotta be quiet about it for that to work. My heart very, 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 very much goes out to you, because that's real difficult. Especially because the person's going to be trying to manipulate you and bring you down and all that stuff while you're trying to formulate your exit strategy and hide money in the shadows so they don't know what's going on and make your life even harder. I don't think that applies to everyone in the collective, but like I said, if I see a situation like this, it seems like there's a manipulator, especially this level. Like that's funny because manipulation came up as a possibility in the first reading that I posted so far. This one's way more dire. This is way more like, this person is definitely messing with you, and they're messing with your head, and they're messing with your heart. They're probably using your emotions. At least some of you in the collective, somebody's using your emotions to like pry open your mind almost. Why are they so mean? My goodness. Give me... Do I even need to pull any of these now? Because I feel like I already pulled it in. I already channeled it in and said it. But we'll take a look at a couple of Kipper cards. No, I don't read Kipper the right way, but I'm out of practice, but I should do one of those big table ones sometime. Really? Is that so, Spirit? Sometimes I don't know if I can trust you. Oh my. Yeah, this person is just wrong. Just wrong about you. Their way of looking at you, and they're keeping you in this way of seeing yourself, is just inaccurate. I keep getting that. Like you have a lot of potential to make a lot of money, to have a lot of really good friends, like people who are there for you. You know, people will just drop everything and help you move if you need to. And maybe you already got some of those in your corner. If so, that's awesome. I'm really glad to hear that, or I don't know. I guess hear that works. Yeah. And grounding is so important. You're all keyed up because you can't get this person away from you right now. It probably has something to do with the decision for some people, although I don't think it does for all people in this collective. For some people, the choice to be made might just be leaving the current surroundings or a current relationship even, and that'll give you an opportunity to really be yourself. Yeah, this could be showing up in different people's lives in the collective in so many different ways now that my imagination's starting to pop off about it. Yepers. If you want to share in the comments, I would be very curious to see how these energies are turning into some 3D realities in your life. And if that's too personal, I totally understand. I do. I would appreciate some encouragement, though, and some feedback if the reading is really resonating with you and if you find it supportive and helpful. Thank you in advance. Oh, and also, I forgot to say this so far in the reading. I can't believe it. I'll have to say it at the top of the next one, too. But I got a couple of likes on my very first video that I posted to this channel. And I know that that's not something that happens very often with a brand new channel with the first video. So if you are one of those people and you're watching right now, thank you so much. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. That just is like very encouraging and very nice to see. And not only that, but I got them on the very first day I had it posted. So that's so cool. It made me happy. Thank you. So anyways. I don't know if today's collective, though, could be people who really resonated with that last one, because the last one was more about moving on, making a leap of faith after having been treated certain types of ways in the past, and trying to figure out how to protect oneself going forward from such a thing happening again, etc., etc. I don't want to retell the whole reading, but regardless, I think it might be a little unlikely that would be the same people in the collective for the last reading and the collective for this one. I really like seeing the potential there. I mean, it just seems so freaking big. I just feel like you have so much going for you. Like you're somebody who really has a lot going for you, and somebody doesn't want you to know it. And if they can keep you all freaked out somehow, like keep you in self-doubt, keep you over-analyzing, like keep you looking at the wrong things by bringing your attention back to those wrong things over and over again. If they can do that to you, they know that you're not going to see how awesome you are and how you have this potential to make like a lot of money, that you have this potential to have the best friendships that are really rewarding, or more of them. Also, maybe to be more visible in a community. Yeah. I think that potential is definitely there for some friends in our collective today. And yeah, somebody doesn't want you to see yourself that way. They might be lying to themselves too and saying, oh, you could never do XYZ. You're a loser like me. Otherwise, you wouldn't be with me, or something like that, or hanging out with me, or working with me, or whatever. Because the person's not necessarily like your romantic partner. I mean, that's kind of like where my mind wants to default to, but I also keep getting this message like, it could be different. It could be different for different people. So there's that. I feel like this reading it hasn't been very long, but I feel like it's pretty much already the reading it needs to be. I mean, we know you got a choice to make. We know you got a lot of potential. We know that the spirit did not put you here to be overthinking and self-doubting and all that kind of stuff. No, especially like spirit didn't give you all this potential for no reason, Wake up and live your life. Wake up and live. Like that Bob Marley song. Wake up and live your life. That's how it goes. I didn't have the melody right the first time. Wake up and live. I could probably sing it better. Yeah, so... Oh, that's another thing, too. I kept hearing the word horizon when I would think about doing the next collective read. That a lot. It was like a certain phrase about a horizon. Like something comes up over it. Regardless, it doesn't really matter, because I think the point is about that potential. Like it's like calm, secure, lovely surroundings might seem far away, but they're just there on the horizon. You can see them. You should believe in them. You should have faith in them. Because they're all there waiting for you. Radical. Super cool. Very nice. Okay. All right. Don't lose hope if things take time. But bing bong on the clock. Confirmation. Really have faith that if you stick to the belief that you are so worthy, you are ready to like live your life to the fullest, that people that sow seeds of self-doubt in you are just wrong. That they're just wrong. If you can really hold on to that, don't give in. Don't doubt it. I know, like, maybe you're like, oh, but I don't want to be one of those people who doesn't self-assess. I don't want to be one of those people who doesn't, see my own flaws. Well, like, somebody can use your growth mindset against you if you're real into like personal development. There's also that you see a lot of that in the spiritual community. I get it. Yeah, if somebody's trying to take you on a little roller coaster, take stock of what you currently have to work with, max out, leverage that as much as you possibly can, and be patient. Don't try to make it all happen all at once, because you could end up squandering the resources you have going for you. For those of you that might be dealing with somebody who's particularly difficult, you might end up kind of tipping them off to things you don't want to tip them off to. I got 7 pentacles on patience. I got 4 pentacles on saving. 7 of swords. Yeah, keep your ideas to yourself. Maybe even keep your self-love to yourself. Like, really start loving yourself. Start changing the messages in your internal dialogue. You tell the self-doubting inner voice, fuck you. I'm not going to listen to you. I don't have to listen to you, But, maybe don't tell everybody how much you love yourself. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. You will get your chance. You will get your chance to shine and be like, I love me because I'm the baddest. You'll get there. Trust me. I think 2. Okay, hold on. Now is not the time for being particularly nurturing towards anyone. I'm not sure what that's about or what kind of roles you're playing in life. Like maybe you got some caretaking roles, maybe. I don't know, but there's something about that. Like, they have real good boundaries around how nurturing you are for now. As you move through this, making a choice, it's not between two at any rate. Making a choice, changing your surroundings, like just abandoning the ones you're in right now. And that could be maybe you work with a narcissistic boss and you're getting out of a workplace. I'm really getting that this could apply different ways for different people. Some people could be in a bad romantic relationship. Some people could be like in a roommate relationship. I just heard some people might be cohabitating with a sibling and it's not working out well. There's like some kind of like old family dynamics coming up. That kind of stuff. It could definitely come out different for different people. Nurture yourself, but you got to pour that energy back into yourself. Oh, and that brings your magic online. Oh, that's another thing, conjure. Yeah, if you're conjure for your own self-esteem, like some spell work that symbolizes, ritualizes your inner strength, your gifts. Yeah, I'm really getting that you should do some kind of spell work that symbolizes these things that are positive about you, so that you can like imprint that in your mind more strongly, like you start a feedback loop with spirit, where spirit is going to be poking through any kind of worry you've got, anxiety you've got, more and more often, showing you who you really are, which is a good person. I don't want to reduce people to simple binaries like good and bad, but you got a lot of goodness, basically. And that could help. And then also, conjuring for prosperity and sustainability is probably a good idea at this time, too. I kept hearing that earlier. And also, if you have anything you've been putting off, especially if it comes to money, don't keep putting that off. Do that ASAP. Do that, whatever it is, pretty soon. And I think that's probably all we've got. What am I still wondering about? Oh, if leaving the unpleasant surroundings equals leaving this person who's a jerk, who's playing with your head. It must. But there's some little thing that keeps making me feel like, no, that's actually two separate things for some people. But it all comes together in the end. I can't figure that one out, like what that would possibly mean, like how that would actually work out in somebody's life. But I don't know. I say what I say. I say what I hear, you could say. Okay, I hear you. It's time to close the reading. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. And thank you so much for tuning in. Our lives are just a series of moments in time all strung together. And you just spent some of your moments with me, and I consider that an honor. I'm quite grateful to have had you here. And I do hope that if you found that helpful, interesting, entertaining, whatever, that you could give me a like, maybe even a subscribe. I probably will not get in the habit of doing daily reads on this channel. I'll probably be doing more like 2 or 3 a week. And sometimes maybe less, and sometimes maybe more, depending on what I'm in the mood for and what I got going on, how many restraints I have, other things taking up my time. Just to give you an idea of how often you'd be getting notified from me if you did choose to hit that subscribe button. I think that's it for today. That's all I need to say. Yeah. Thanks so much, and I hope to see you back here. Have a good one.